there are hundreds upon hundreds of very lucrative industries in the United States, some that have a revenue of over $1 trillion. I know it's hard to picture that much money really exists, but it does. It can be quite hard to determine the largest industries, as each state typically has a different driving industry that fuels their local economy. In today's video, we wanted to share with you some of the most profitable industries in America. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Information industry. The information industry is quite broad, covering many small industries underneath. These industries are information sensitive and considered one of the most important economic branches for many different reasons. Under the information industries, you have information products, information services, information distribution, information devices, research industries, and infrastructure. You can see how it has become such a lucrative industry, especially since the introduction of the internet. Information industries have accumulated over $807.9 billion and make up 4.6% of the United States GDP. The information industries are a very important part of the world's economy. The demand for these services only continues to increase. Everything we do now is basically online, which requires information and informative services and devices. In the case of media for consumers, music, motion pictures, personal computers, video games are all related to the information industry. For businesses, computer programming, system design, and research are all a part of the information industry. You can imagine how many other industries rely on the information industry to function, and how we as consumers rely on the information industry for our favorite pastimes and day-to-day life functioning. Semiconductor industry. If you have never heard of a semiconductor, they are materials which have a conductivity between conductors, typically metal, and non-conductors or insulators. Semiconductors are very important as they're used to manufacture many different types of electronic devices, including the iPhone we all know and love. So it's no wonder that the semiconductor industry is one of the largest and most profitable in the United States. If you have a computer, it is more than likely it has an Intel processor inside. Intel and Apple may be some of the largest companies that are associated with the industry. It is estimated that the semiconductor industry sales are expected to reach $464.4 billion worldwide in 2021, and the United States has some of the largest and most profitable semiconductor factories, making this industry a huge contributor to their national economy. Advertising and marketing. Many like to claim that the United States practically invented modern advertising. This is hard to argue, as the United States has become the world hub of entertainment and advertising for decades now. Just last year, the world spent $390 billion on U.S. advertising and marketing companies. However, this figure is said to increase rapidly in the years to come, especially as we're living in the digital age more than ever since the global health situation hit. Manufacturing of non-durable goods. The manufacturing of the non-durable goods industry is where they create products that may expire more quickly with a short life cycle. For example, light bulbs, paper products, and food products. It is obvious that this is a very lucrative industry as we need it to survive. This industry isn't just massive in the United States, but also across the globe. This industry covers things such as agriculture, textiles, apparel, petroleum, coal products, along with other things that make up the industry of manufactured non-durable goods, such as food, basic necessities in the home, daily necessities, example tissues, toilet paper, etc. This industry is said to be worth a staggering $954.8 billion and makes up 5.5% of the state's GDP. This industry greatly fuels the economy and many small businesses around the states. Construction industry. The construction industry has recently taken off in the United States in the last couple of years. They are going through a construction boom at the moment. The United States actually has one of the largest construction markets worldwide, with this industry greatly helping fuel America's economy. Currently, the industry is worth an insane amount of $1.293 billion US. The reason this industry took off was because of the dreaded recession that halted the majority of construction progress across the states and saw many lose their jobs and homes. A very tough time for the US. Once the economy was back up and running properly again, the construction projects that were once halted continued and were accelerated. With an increase in the residential market, the construction industry in the US will only continue to grow and bring in more revenue for their economy. As of recent, the construction industry makes up 4.1% of the United States GDP. The legal industry. The United States is the largest distributor of legal services worldwide, and this market only continues to see great demand. However, the dynamic of this industry has changed quite significantly over the past decade or so. It was once large law firms who were raking in the majority of the revenue, but nowadays small law firms are making more than those large firms. The legal industry has recently hit quite a large milestone. Globally, this industry surpassed the $1 trillion mark in 2020, with the United States being the largest contributor to this insane lucrative number. Currently, in the United States, the legal industry is worth around $437 billion, with $108 billion of this coming from small law firms across the nation, $73 billion from medium-sized law firms, $95 billion from large law firms, and finally $160 billion from corporate legal departments. The legal industry has done wonders to North America's economy. Because the industry just continues to grow and the demand continues to increase, this means more job opportunities are available. This helps create a healthy economy, where there are plenty of jobs available for the average average person. Energy industry. The energy industry in the United States is worth around $700 billion US. A lot of money, right? Although the energy industry is still very lucrative, it has seen a significant decline in the past few years. The prices have been dropping dramatically on oil, which takes up a large percentage of the energy industry. At the beginning of 2020, the S&P 1500 energy sector had a market value of $1.27 trillion. However, it has now been wiped down 46% due to sell-off. Recently, the price of oil stock dropped to a record low of -37 US barrel. This is the first time that the price of oil has dropped below zero. The global health situation definitely has had a large impact on the decline of the energy industry. More people working and studying remotely means less cars on the road, less petrol needed, more businesses closed, less energy production. What was once one of, if not the largest industry in the world, was the energy sector, but now it has dropped to the 11th major industry in the US. Energy makes up 2.6% of the United States GDP. Consumer goods and services industry. The United States is one of the top countries in consumer goods market research, manufacturing, branding, product innovation, and marketing. The industry is worth around $635 billion US, and in 2019 was the largest in the world. The United States businesses and companies that make up the industry include appliances, toys, furniture, recreational boats, recreational vehicles, instruments, processed food, etc. You get the point. Basically, everything you buy that you can imagine. That really puts into perspective how large this industry is. Especially since the global health situation hit, we've all been partaking in a lot of online shopping, often purchasing these goods from places like the US. The consumer goods industry is very well established and developed, continuing to increase in market value in the years to come. The healthcare industry. The healthcare system in the US is extremely lucrative. This is mainly because it is very well established and developed, with many leading doctors and researchers pushing it forward and evolving the sector. The United States has the most profitable healthcare sector in the world. In 2018, the healthcare industry was worth around $8.5 trillion US. Insane, right? It has a consistent annual growth of around 7% since 2014, which is said to continue growing and growing. Back in 2018, they predicted that the healthcare industry in the US will have increased by $808 billion in 2021, and they were correct. This industry continues to thrive and grow. It may sound gruesome, but the fact of the matter is, since the global health situation hit, this industry only profited from the situation. Although sadly, many healthcare workers have been drastically or fatally affected by this, the industry as a whole has experienced an increase in overall worth financially. Accounting and payroll. This one may have taken you by surprise. It definitely did for me. But accounting, taxation, and payroll services around the United States have become very profitable within the last year. These services brought in more than $165.5 billion US last year. Low overheads and a huge demand for the services means that accounting and payroll sectors saw an average increase of around 19.8% just last year. This is the highest increase, higher than any other industry. And there you have it, some of the United States' most profitable industries. I hope some of them surprised you like they surprised me. Whenever we think of the United States, we always think of how influential they are for the rest of the world when it comes to different industries and the creation of new products and services. It's no wonder they have some of the most profitable sectors in the world and continue to maintain these levels, only increasing year after year. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today, but we hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like it and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and interesting content.